A voice for the voiceless.
Mental health
in America.
There are many misconceptions about what a mental illness entails. So we took it into our own hands to look up the real definition. Not just by Googling it, but by speaking with individuals who suffer from mental illness and the people and institutions who support them.
My name is Lynn Walsh, and I go by Boo Lynn Walsh. That's my artist name.
Louise Cavadlo.
Hi, my name is Louis Pujol.
I too had several incidents that were just like waves that just came over me, and it was like getting caught in the ocean, and I just couldn't get out from under it. I just got pulled under. And so became very depressed and like a suicide risk. Runs in my family as well, bipolar disorder. My mom committed suicide, my aunts committed suicide, my daughter has it, my brother and sister have it.
I have a diagnosis of high-functioning autism.
I was about 10 years creatively impotent. I was due to depression. I had a few personal tragedies.
The mental health system is put in place to give care to people who need it. We looked into how mental health impacts education, the stigma attached to it, a unique outreach and employment program, and even how it affects the justice system.
My name is Mara Eilenberg.
My name is Kinsey McManus.
I am a psychiatric social worker and a psychotherapist. I work at a hospital in Upper Manhattan.
I'm the services director of the National Alliance on Mental Illness of New York City. We are the largest grassroots organization across the country for people living with mental illness and their families.
I work with adolescents and their families in a program that provides them with education, supportive therapy, medication, planning for school. These are adolescents who haven't been able to stay in school because of severe anxiety.
By the age of 14, 50% of all lifetime cases of mental health have been identified. And by 24, it's 75. Educators really are not effectively trained, nor, honestly, should they really be depended upon to be kind of interventionists when it comes to mental health conditions. Schools have underfunding. They're not able to have at least one mental health professional in the school to help support connections to community resources.
I've had always concentrational problems, which I believe could be attention deficit disorder. In my period, a student who was like myself, they would describe as morose or even mentally retarded. When I was in 4th grade, a principal said that I was mentally retarded. This is ridiculous.
My education was really unorthodox. I left home at like 13. Well, I had to go back as an adult and get my GED. And I had to go back to college as an adult. And I graduated, though, with honors from Hunter College at 50.
Stigma impacts all facets of life, from seeking treatment to being employed to personal relationships.
You're sick and you're a throwaway and you have no value and you have nothing to give society. So would you please just go in a corner and, curl up and die?
The teenagers I work with often have tried to keep their problems hidden from their peers, sometimes even their parents.
Mental health also greatly affects the justice system.
Rikers in New York City is the 3rd largest mental health provider in the country. A jail providing mental health care is the 3rd leading provider.
There's a line between being a hard-line criminal and being a person who's mentally ill. There is a lack of communication between law enforcement people and people who are mentally ill.
If they knew ahead of time how to defuse a situation with a violently mentally ill person, we could have saved a lot of lives.
50% of the people in prison have mental issues. 50% 20%. It gets sucked into the system. It's a for-profit system. And so everybody that's in there is somebody's bottom line.
We need to have 40,000 more correction officers trained in how to recognize a schizophrenic or bipolar episode.
Fountain House Gallery is an organization or a gallery that provides motivation to people that have mental issues.
No matter if I'm having an up day or a down day.
It gives them an opportunity to show their talents.
Well, first of all, it gave me a sense of community. So I belong to the horticulture unit. There's a lot that we do there. We deal with the plants. There's several gardens at Fountain House. We go up to the farm and harvest and plant. As we nurture the plants, we nurture ourselves.
Mental illness isn't going away. There are so many issues with how the mental health system works. First, the fact that it depends on other major systems like the jails and prisons and homeless services to do the bulk of the work. To not address the mental health system would be neglectful and potentially damaging to the success of the entire country.
1/5 of society needs to be addressed. Some sort of support. Having people have a life that's worth living and feeling valued.
People living with mental health conditions are effective employees, they are effective members of our community, and we need to ensure that the effective care and support is in place so that our country can be successful.
Before I go, I just want to leave some beautiful things behind.